Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Georgia. So today I'm actually reacting to somebody new because my brother suggested him. I'm reacting to Joe Rogan. I know he's like quite popular and he does like podcasts and stuff, but I've never really watched him. And my brother was like, I think my brother likes him, so he just said like, just give him a little mention. So I was like, okay. I'm reacting to one called Joe Rogan Explains How Men Are Like Cats. So yeah, let's get on with the video.
They're called Ragdolls because, like, I don't know you, ma'am, but if you came to my house, you could just scoop that cat up. They wouldn't get nervous. Who's this crazy lady? Anybody could just pick one of those cats up and put it on their shoulder, and they just go limp. Because I have a 7-year-old daughter. My daughter just scoops that cat up like a sandbag in a CrossFit class, like she's barely got this fucking cat, and they just limp, purring away, so happy to be touched. They have almost no instincts. Almost! Because those little fuckers are sitting in front of the window. And they see a squirrel across the street. Their eyes lock on that squirrel and they start making these involuntary mouth noises like... You ever see your cat do that? It's so fucking creepy! Yeah. They don't even know you're there. You get right next to them like, what the fuck are you doing, man? They don't even look at you. I've had that cat...
No, yeah, because I actually have 3 cats, so I'm very used to that, right? Because I have one called Johnny, who's the youngest. He's quite, like, weak and, like, he's the youngest and the weakest, so even if he wanted to attack a squirrel, he couldn't because he's slow and weak. So the only thing he can really attack is a leaf. So you don't really worry about him. Do you know what I mean? Then you have Kern. Kern is like very quick and he's got this really long back leg, so like he can jump so high, like literally so high. It's crazy. And then you have Nelson, who's very much like how he's explaining, right? He's a very big cat, so he's quite intimidating to other little animals, right? And then he has these like big, wide eyes, right? And it's not just squirrels and little things. He tries to challenge dogs, right? Because we also have this dog called Patch, who is like small and white and like he's really cute, but he's also very yappy and loud, right? And Nelson doesn't like it. He doesn't like his yappiness. He just doesn't like him. So when Patch walks past him in a room, you have to be careful because Nelson might attack him. So you have to like make sure that, you know, Patch isn't too close to him, right? But he will stare at that dog and literally hypnotize into that dog. And why? Patch has done no wrong. Patch has done no wrong unless he's like, you know, I don't know if they're communicating in animal language and Patch is doing something wrong. But from what I can see, it's all Nelson, you know, it's all him. He's instigating this aggression. You know, Patch really doesn't do anything wrong. If anything, Patch avoids him because Patch knows that Nelson doesn't like him, you know. He's observant enough to know that Nelson is kind of crazy and he has these really crazy big eyes and he just hypnotizes into Patch and it's crazy. And you try and break the eye contact, but he's just a crazy cat who hates the dog. If you could put this in like cats versus dogs and cats don't like dogs, whatever the saying is, 2 of them like being opposites, that's literally Patch and Nelson, but more so on Nelson's side because Nelson more so hates Patch. Patch is more scared, Nelson's more mean and aggressive. But yeah, I'm rambling on about this now, but it just really reminded me of their little dynamic that they've got going on.
Doing, man? I don't even look at you. I've had that cat since it was a baby. It's never been outside. 3-year-old cat, never been outside. And he sees those squirrels across the street and he's like, I remember. I remember the old way. How the fuck does that DNA get into that cat? He's not looking at that squirrel like, that's my little friend across the street. I would like to meet him. No, it's like, your neck is right there. That's crazy. That's some crazy murderous DNA.
Yeah.
That's like if you had a science experiment where you had a man in captivity and you never showed him a woman ever until he was full grown, and then you show him a naked one through prison glass. And as soon as he sees her, he goes, time to fuck! time to fucking fuck! Dudes come over with clipboards. How do you know? How do you know what to do? I know what to know, bro! I know when it's fuck time! It's fucking... That's what it's like for that cat! How the fuck's that cat know what to do? Explain that to me, science. Cats kill everything they can. Dogs will keep it together. Like, if you have a good dog will keep it together. Like, you could have a pet dog and a pet hamster. And that pet hamster, if you got a good dog, that pet hamster could live a long life.
Yeah.
You got a pet cat and a pet hamster, that hamster's got an hour to live. And that's just because your cat's gonna torture it for 59 minutes. That poor little fucker's like, oh, I think he's done. Finally, it's gonna let me get away and I'm just gonna be free. The cat's like, not today, motherfucker. Not today. You just sit the fuck down. It's what they do. You can't feed them.
Yeah, that's the thing with them, like, sometimes it's really sad, like, say, like, my cat, because apparently if a cat brings you, like, a rat or something that is, like, killed when it's gone out, and it brings it back to the house, apparently it's, like, a present, and I'm like, I don't want that present, take it out, do you know what I mean, because it always makes me really sad, and I want to cry for, like, the little thing that it's the little mouse that it's just murdered, because it's, why are cats so mean like that, like, and then you have to tell yourself, like he said, you know, it's just the circle of life and it's just how it is, do you know what I mean, because like I love my cats, you know what I mean, they're like my favorite thing, but then I'm like, when I see that they've done something like that, I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like, I just don't know how, I just don't look at them the same for like a whole day. I'm like, I just can't see you the same. Do you know what I mean? But I'm like, do you still love them? That's the thing, even though they are like that. But yeah, I'm rambling on.
It's what they do. You can't feed them apples. It's what they do. Dogs care. You could put a hamster on the floor in a room with a good dog. A good dog will look at you, look at the hamster. Look at you, look at the hamster. Like, can I fuck him up? No, that's Mr. Fluffers. Mr. Fluffers is the newest member of our family. Yeah. The dogs just start calculating, like, okay. I like free food. These people are nice to me. Okay. That's a fucking rat, dude. That's a rat. Okay, family. Yeah, family. You can tell, though, when that dog's not totally on board. You just get a little too close to that hamster, like, ooh, I was gonna fuck you up. But a cat, you don't have a chance. Cats, they would make exorcist noises. You try to hold your cat in a room with a hamster, your cat starts going, wow,
No, I kind of had that, but it wasn't with a hamster. Basically, Nelson's the oldest, so we had him for like a good like year or two before we ever got another cat. And then after like a year or two, we thought to get Kern. Well, we didn't actually get Kern. My sister knows someone who had cats, and like my parents kept saying no to cats, but we just brought one home anyway, and then they saw how cute Kern was and they couldn't say no, and then we kept him. So yeah, that's how we got Kern. But basically, we introduced him to Nelson. Come to find out, Nelson's very territorial, right? And he was making that sound to Kern. And Kern's another cat. We were like, it's fine, you know, they're both cats. No. Kern was like this little kitten. They have this big, huge, like 2-year-old cat just growling at this little kitten. They couldn't go near each other. But then week after week, they would like get closer and closer, and then they became like best friends. Like they're like best friends now. But then we got Johnny, right? And it was a complete switch because Nelson didn't care at that point. He was like, fine, you already bought Kern, like I don't care anymore. Kern then became the territorial one when we got Johnny. So yeah, Kern was like growling at Johnny, and then like Johnny still hasn't been accepted. My theory is because Johnny is like ginger and the other Nelson's black and Kern's like black, grey and white. And I think that's why Johnny's like the odd one out, because he's a different colour. I don't know if that's how it works in like pack mentality with cats and stuff. I don't know if cats work in a pack mentality. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, they're all kind of friends, like they're all friendly with each other. But Kern and Nelson like hang out and Johnny just sort of chills on his own. He's kind of like his own little friend. He just hangs out on his own. He doesn't really care about anything. But yeah, enough about my cats. That just reminds me. I'm really liking that like he's giving me something to talk about, like my animals and stuff.
Just letting you know, bitch, I'm about to claw your fucking eyes out. You're never gonna see your kids again. They don't care how long you've been feeding them. They don't care about your history of free massages. There's a rat on the floor. If you let me go, I can kill the rat. And people keep those things as pets. That's what's so fucked up. Imagine if your kid did that. If you had a kid that you couldn't have in a room with something smaller than him, he's like, gotta kill mommy. Murder! Kill! Like, Junior, sit down. No! Fuck you! Death! Well, we just can't have a pet cat because Junior breaks the cat's neck. He's crazy. I don't know what to do. We just accept the fact this fucking cat's a murderer. You can't feed that thing cranberries, you crazy bitch. You're the monster. Dogs feel bad when they kill things too, if you're mad. Like if your dog kills a hamster, you're like, how could you? Like, oh, how could I? Shit! Did I do that? Damn it! I am so disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in myself. I'm sorry. I walk to you sideways. I fucked up, dude. I'm fucking... Seriously? But your cat doesn't feel remotely bad.
No.
Your cat kills something, you're like, how could you? He's like, bitch, you know me. He'll walk away slow with his tail in the air so you can see his asshole. They don't care. You scream at them. You're a monster. They pull their ears back like, why are you so loud? And just lie down right in front of you and lick their own dick. How about you? Just shut the fuck up while I lick my dick. They don't care. They don't care about you.
No, that's kind of true though. That reminds me of like, if you don't feed your cat, the only reason your cats are probably there is because you feed them and you give them a warm home. But I bet you if you stop feeding them, they would just leave. They would go. But it just shows the opposite between cats and dogs, because dogs, they would stay forever because they're so loyal and sweet. Like, we've always had cats and dogs, always, right? And we have, right now we have Patch and Worf, and they're just so lovely, so loyal. Like, I love them. I literally love them, right? They're so loyal. And it's like the thing of, I'm in uni, right? So when I go back home to see them, they give me the best reaction. My dogs give me the best reaction when I come through the door. Honestly, like, they haven't seen me for years and years and years, and I could have been gone for like a day or like 2 days or just a couple of weeks, and they give me the best reaction. I come back to the cats and they don't care at all. They do not care. It's like they didn't even realize that I was gone, to be honest. But yeah, it's just like the difference between cats and dogs. But I like that difference, and to be fair, I've always preferred cats. But I like both, but I've always preferred cats.
They don't care about you. Cats know when you're hot, too. They seem to know you're vulnerable. Dogs don't have a clue. You come home and you're high, your dog's like, you're extra friendly today. If I'm watching Black Mirror at 1 o'clock in the morning, my cat will like sit down next to me and be like, you know you're gonna die, right? Creepy little fuckers.
So yeah, I think that's the end of that clip. I actually really like him for like a first time watch. I really like the way he performs, and I love like what he was talking about. It gave me a lot to talk about. So yeah, I think he's just very like confident on stage, isn't he? And I like, similar to Bill Burr, he like acts it out and kind of like embodies like the character like he's talking about, and I really like that. So yeah, I probably will come back to him at some point. So yeah, before I carry on rambling on, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please turn on the notification bell. Goodbye!